Now that's how you start a playoff series. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WOT2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So we're going to talk for a moment about the Rangers-Devils game, the opener at The Rock on Tuesday night. But I actually have to tell you something that happened to me as far as watching this game goes. It was Monday night, and I have Cox Cable living here in Virginia. I'm still old school. I still have a cable box. I don't have any VCRs, but I do have a cable box, right? And all of a sudden, I can't get certain channels. Turns out my cable box is dying after 5 years. I take it in Tuesday afternoon for an exchange, knowing I better have this cable box because the Knicks and Rangers are playing at the same time. It's one of the big sports nights I've had in a long time. Take it home, and it won't work. It's like programming, but I can't get any channels. So we don't know what's wrong, but I'm having a technician come in Thursday morning, and I had to go out to actually watch these games with no volume. Just absolutely ridiculous. But I do have to say this. I actually had to miss the first period of this game. All I had was the radio. I had Donald Greca and Dave Maloney. My gosh, that is such a fantastic radio duo. I mean, Dave Maloney is a national treasure. Well, for the Rangers anyway. I love hearing his analysis. I love hearing him tell it like it is. But as far as this game goes, this brought back a couple of throwback teams for me. And really, I'm kind of looking at the New Jersey Devils a little bit like how I did the 1991 and 92 Rangers. Those early 90s Rangers teams before they ultimately won the Stanley Cup. They had a lot of speed, they played fast, they were young, but they didn't really know how to win in the playoffs. Once the games got tighter, more physical, and the other team had a chance to really plan the matchups, plan the strategies over a 7-game series, all of a sudden you don't really know what you're doing as much, and you're not able to play the way you did in the regular season. And I felt the Devils got a rude awakening. This was their welcome to the playoffs moment. The Rangers, I thought, completely outplayed them for the most part, and the Rangers didn't even play a perfect game. But as far as the special teams go, the Rangers absolutely schooled the Devils. I thought the Rangers did a very good job forechecking in this game. The Devils didn't have a lot of open ice to work with. Now, Shesterkin, fantastic. He had to make some big saves in this game. And another thing that I actually thought about was the 1994 Rangers-Devils series, because the Rangers won all 6 meetings in the regular season. That's back when you played 6 games against your division opponents, as opposed to now when you play 3 or 4, which is just a joke. Thank you, Gary Bettman and the NHL, for not caring about rivalries, but now you want semi-divisional playoff format. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that aside, a lot of Rangers fans thought that they would take care of the Devils without a lot of problem in the 1994 Eastern Conference Finals based off the regular season record, and the series wound up going 7 games. Well, this year, the Devils won 3 out of 4 from the Rangers, and I think that really scared a lot of people. But again, it's about being able to really strategize for a certain team. And the fact, I know Gerard Gallant, the Rangers coach, really plays down the experience. He says it means nothing. But you know what? There is something to knowing how to adjust your game in the playoffs. Artemi Panarin said this last year after the series loss against Tampa Bay in the Eastern Conference Finals. Tampa Bay figured out how to adjust their game as the series went on. And that's not something the Rangers really knew how to do as it went on. So the Rangers were doing very well early, won the first 2 games, and then got whitewashed in the next 4. Because Tampa Bay was able to adjust, and the Rangers just were not able to do that. And so I think that was a real learning curve for the Rangers, and I think that's what we're going to see in the playoffs going forward. But you know what? I really was impressed by the Rangers' penalty kill to handle the Devils' power play, which has been pretty good as of late. The Rangers took 3 minutes in the first period of this game, and killing that first penalty, Vincent Trocheck, I love Vinny Trocheck. I was very happy when the Rangers signed him to be their second-line center. But if I've got one knock on him, he takes a lot of penalties, okay? And as good a face-off man and as good as a penalty killer as he is, that really hurts. But this penalty kill was awesome. They didn't even allow a single Devils shot on goal. They rendered Dougie Hamilton, the Devils' top defenseman, basically useless. The Rangers were basically it seemed like they had the puck for the majority of those power plays. You know, they were passing it back and forth, goading the Devils in, making the Devils skate all over the ice. It was like Muhammad Ali goading in George Foreman in their famous boxing match back in the 70s. Ali took his punches. He was trying to tire George Foreman out. Foreman did that, and then Ali came back and knocked Foreman out. It was the same kind of concept that the Rangers were using against the Devils. They let the Devils beat themselves. Rangers win this game 5-1. I'm not going to break down every single goal here, but I did want to mention two things in particular. Actually three. Vladimirtarasenko, one thing he does is step his game up in the playoffs. He gets that first goal on a great pass by K'Andre Miller, and boy, we'll get to K'Andre Miller in a moment. But that was great to see. Chriskreider now holds the record for the most all-time Rangers goals in the playoffs, breaking Rod Gilbert's record. He now has 35 playoff goals. Way to go to number 20. And I was very happy to see Ryan Lindgren score a goal. That was awesome. One goal all season, but he skates in from Vanecek's right, just going right down the goal line and lifts it over his shoulder. You know, the Stephen McDonald Award winner. It was beautiful to see him score that goal. Just really, really impressive. And the way the Rangers also played defense was great. 23 block shots. This was a throwback. See, I keep talking about these old seasons. This was a throwback to the black and blue Rangers under John Tortorella. You know, 2010, 2011, 2012, when they were blocking shots. It seemed like every game, playoff game, Ryan Callahan would go down and block 10 shots a game. You know, and that hurt him a lot. You know, it cost him games because he played so aggressively. But we all loved him for it, Rangers fans did. But 23 blocked shots was really, really impressive. This time it was barclaygoodrow leading the way. Just fantastic. I mean, you could say he's getting overpaid at $3.6 million to be on the fourth line, and you could definitely make that argument. But he definitely brings a level of leadership and experience and energy to this team that they really don't have as much in their top nine. So while Goodrow may not make a whole lot of sense, you know, on the surface, just looking at his salary, you know, I think that what he gives them actually goes past what the money is. So I really think that it was a very worthwhile trade to bring Goodrow in before two seasons ago. But the other thing I'm going to say going into Game 2, I actually compare where the Rangers are to where the Knicks were last night. You know, winning the first game on the road, and now you're going to get the best punch that the home team has to give. So we saw the Knicks did a terrible job of handling it. You know, the Cavs absolutely dominated them. You know, after the first quarter, that game was done. You know, when the Cavs absolutely blitzkrieged the Knicks over the last three quarters. What will the Devils do? You know, how aggressive will they be? You know, it's one of those things. The Rangers they still had some turnovers. I mean, the one goal that the Devils did score off the penalty shot, it all started from another K'Andre Miller bad decision. A bad pass that was not needed with 3 to 4 minutes in the game, and Jack Hughes goes in, and the ref calls a penalty shot, which was kind of a weak call, but, you know, it was what it was. They got their little goal. It's nice. But this, again, is a situation where Miller, in particular, has to be smart with his decisions, with taking the puck out of the zone, knowing when to hold on to the puck, knowing when to pass the puck, because the Devils are counting on that. They're going to try to force players like Miller into making bad decisions. Jacob Trouba, Braden Schneider, Nico Mikkola, they're going to focus on them in particular, those back four defensemen. So if the Rangers are going to handle that, if they can handle that well, if they could get a 2-0 series lead, I don't think that this series is going past 5 games. I really, really don't. You know, I really think, especially in that first 20 minutes, the longer this game remains just tied in Game 2, it's definitely advantage Rangers. You want to create doubt inside the Devil player's mind if they don't have it already, because the Devils are going to be desperate to get that first goal, and if the Rangers get it, I don't really think New Jersey is going to come back. The series is not over by any stretch of the imagination, but the Rangers are definitely in the driver's seat, and I think if they win Game 2, I don't think the Devils are coming back. Well, let me know your thoughts. Put them down there in the comments. Do you think the Devils are going to come back in this series? Do you think that they were in for a rude awakening, and this is just Rangers going forward? I'd love to see your comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.